Welcome back, guys, to the Around the Grounds Soccer Podcast. Today, Bruno and I, we're going to be discussing the top 5 leagues, who we think are going to finish in the top 4 in each league, and who is the dark horse to fight for a Champions League spot. Any league you want to start with in specific here?
I think we got to go with probably the biggest one in the world.
Premier League it is. So let's go with our top 4. Let's hear yours first. Go for it.
Okay, my top 4.
In no order right now.
In no order? Okay, top 4 easily is Man City, Liverpool, and I would have to say one of my favorites, I would say, for this league so far is Arsenal. I think they're going to be very good. And Chelsea, I think those are going to be the top 4. And then dark horse, talking like team that's just going to probably come up, maybe surprise us, I would have to say it's Aston Villa or Newcastle.
Okay. Yeah. And then before we get into the discussions, I'm going to go with my top 4, and it's going to be pretty similar. I'm going to say Man City, Man United, Arsenal, and Chelsea. And then dark horse, my dark horse is going to be Aston Villa. So let's go ahead and talk about why. I mean, let's go ahead and rule out City and Liverpool. We all know that they're going to be in the top 4. Let's go ahead and talk about the other 2 that were up for grabs.
Yeah, but why choose Manchester United? What?
Okay, well, Manchester United is coming off a pretty rough season.
No,
they're missing a few key aspects to this team. One key aspect is Varane, their big signing from last year, was hurt. Another one is they had a horrible attitude in midfield in Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba was gone. He's back to Juventus. He's back to his boyhood club. He's going back to play for his team. He's gone. I don't have to worry about this huge ego in the locker room, this huge wage to pay. And they bring in Frankie de Jong.
This is a very people kind of hate this player, but I think Fred was a very good player for Manchester United. And I think they really needed to use him more. I didn't think McTominay was good at all. Or freaking, what's the Swedish guy from the center back? Lindelof. Terrible, bro.
Right, but now United, they're going to have, I'm actually wearing a United kit right now. I'm not a United fan, just Ibra fan. So we're going to have De Jong and Van de Beek as a Dutch link-up option in the midfield.
They're going to start
Bruno Fernandes in front of them, and then sitting behind them is Fred. And I think that's a pretty powerful midfield right there.
I think he can go pretty good. I think Van de Beek as a cam. I mean, look at him with the Ajax that one season. He was popping off. I think he was the main man, almost the main man of the team. He was the one giving the assists and scoring the goals. He was doing really good.
And then up top, you've still got Cristiano Ronaldo, who's old. The dude just still scores goals. He was third in the Golden Boot race, and he didn't even play the first part of the season.
But honestly though, Manchester United do have a bad problem on the right wing.
They do.
Sancho not cutting it.
Sancho's gonna have to. Sancho and Rashford are gonna have to take this off season, and they're gonna have to figure it out because United are strong elsewhere. I think that their defense is gonna be a lot better. They got Alex Telles, who's gonna need to be healthy and playing on the left. Wan-Bissaka is gonna have to.
They got Luke Shaw though.
Yep, they got Luke Shaw. They got Luke Shaw and Telles on the left, and then they've got on the right. They've got Wan-Bissaka and they got Dalot. You've got one more defensive option, and you've got one more attacking option. So
Dalot is better than Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka had a lot of potential, but he really dropped off pretty hard.
Very true. So we're gonna have to see. It's gonna be a rotation. If you're playing a weaker opponent and you need to get those goals to get you a win instead of a draw, you're gonna play Telles and Dalot. And if you're gonna have to play against, like a big 6 team, somewhere you're just trying to inch a draw against maybe City or something, then you're going to go a little more defensive, and you're going to play Bissaka and Luke Shaw. And it's going to be an interesting season for United. But if they can sign one more center half, I think that they have a really.
I think they need more of a winger. I think Man United should have been in the race for Rafinha, to be honest.
Yep, true.
I think they really needed him, but
we'll see. Maybe they'll sign Pulisic. We'll see.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, now and then my other one was who else did I say for this? I said City.
Dark horse, Aston Villa.
I said dark horse, Aston Villa. Who else? I think I said Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea, Liverpool, City. Those are I think I'm pretty sure about. And then I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure United will push for maybe even third. But yeah, my
I mean,
dark horse Aston Villa.
yeah.
Now last
Talk
last
about
year
that.
Gerard took over, right?
Hmm.
And he made some signings. He made some big signings. He brought in
Coutinho.
Coutinho on loan, who they now signed
What
permanent.
a great player.
What a signing that was. They brought in Buendia. They brought
Ooh,
in
he's really good.
yep.
Yeah, I saw him play with Argentina. I think that guy should play for Argentina, man. That guy is freaking good. Very skillful, very technical on the ball. Good signing. Very good
Absolutely.
signing.
They have now got a lot of attacking options, midfield options. It's looking like a really, really strong squad. If Gerard can figure it out, they
Mhm.
they definitely should be on the top half of the table. That's the
Oh
that's
yeah.
the that's the floor for this team. The ceiling is top four. I really do believe they can push. They're going to get European football next year. I'm going to go out and say that. I'm going to go out on a win. I'm going to say they're going to get European, whether that's in the form of the Champions League, Europa League, or the Conference League. They're going to get one of them, and you're going to see this team rise back to the fame. They are Champions League winners. They do have a Champions League under their belt.
Yeah,
And
freaking back in the
I know,
60s, bro. But
I
I mean,
know.
they still got one.
They got one. So this club, they've been in glory before, and I feel like this is the start of their return to it. Go ahead and talk about your dark horse and your surprise, Arsenal in the top four.
Oh, I think Arsenal is gonna do great this next season. I'm a West Ham type of. I like West Ham in the Prem, but I think Arsenal has a very strong squad coming in. I mean, Martinelli, great player. They got Gabriel Jesus, who's signing. I think he can do pretty good for them. Um, I just think they're really looking more at their academy, just like how Barca is turning into their, I think a lot of the teams in the Prem really overlook their academy and just sign players. I think Arsenal switching to building up their players, they're really going to create a young and strong squad that's either going to be competitive in the top of the table or in the future win the league.
Yeah, it's almost like this new form of soccer business is let's just let's just have an owner
Yeah,
who owns an oil company and sign a
let's
player
just
for
let's
100
just
million.
sign $100 million player for no reason, But it's like they have players they can build up. It's like why have him in the academy if you're not going to even use him?
100%.
So
And your dark horse, West Ham.
yeah, I love West Ham. I think they're just that one team that just play with heart. So
Mhm.
like in any game they go in, I mean they're not the best one on the field. They just play with full force, passion, and they're they're the reason they're a mid-table team. I can full heartedly say that, but I say they come with some surprises sometimes.
Yep, they almost made a good Champions League run. They fell off towards the second half of the
They
season last
were
year.
they were top of the table in the beginning of the league last year, and I was very excited for that. Too bad they ended up back in the middle, but hey, still a good start of the season. Hopefully they can start it like that next year.
Yep. All right, let's go ahead and shift over to the La Liga. Let's do La
La
Liga.
Liga. All
All right,
right.
La Liga.
Let's see
Okay,
what
so go ahead and give me your top four. Give me your top four.
top four easily. Real Madrid's on the top right there. All right. I think Atletico is a little bit in the mud. I mean, they lost Suarez, but I don't think it's like that huge of a player to really worry about. They still have João Felix, who's pretty young. So I say they're going to be in the top of the table. Barca, who's just, I mean, we got Barca back here. I mean, I think they're going to do good. They just need to really work on their uh financial part of it. I mean, they lost Piqué, who stupid reasons. But yeah, they just need to sell some players. I heard they just talked to four other players like Umtiti, Lenglet, Ricky Puig, who's a very young player actually, and some other player I can't think of. But they told them, don't even think about it here. Try to look for another club. So they're really trying to figure their things out right now. So I'm really excited. Hopefully, they can get back up there, maybe even win the title. But
For
yeah,
sure.
they're up there. And then for the fourth spot, I would have to say it's probably Betis and then Dark Horse Sevilla. Because Sevilla is always just a young squad. They're very good. And I say they can probably come up with some good competition against Betis for the fourth spot.
Okay. Yeah, to just keep it short and sweet here. I mean, you covered it pretty well. I see both Madrid teams making that top four. along with Barcelona. I just actually swapped the dark horse in top four. So I think Sevilla is going to be that fourth spot, and Betis will definitely make a run at it. Sort of the same as last year. I don't see this is not this league hasn't given too much to me in the transfer window for me. Not too many changes, just besides Real Madrid getting stronger, to be honest with you, with that Tchouaméni signing. So
They were
yeah,
close on the Mbappe signing, but
if they got Mbappe, I would go as far to say they're rivaling City is the top club in the world on paper. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. King Benz is still going strong there as the star man. And that link up, by the way, Benzema and Vinicius, what they did last season in the Champions League.
in the Champions League was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. It's gonna be a real fun season next year. I'm really excited. But yeah, this league was pretty short, like we said. There's not too much transfer talk, in our opinions, that really changed the standings from last year. So that's what we're gonna go with for that league. So moving on to the Serie A.
Serie A.
Right.
I say Serie A is a very well-balanced league. I think Serie A is probably one of the most competitive, at least with how the teams play against each other and how close they are related to competitively. Like, teams are very similar. I mean, yeah, AC Milan won it last year, but it wasn't like by a whole margin, you know? So I say with all that they have and with the teams that are in it, it's going to be a very close league. I mean, I would think top of the table would have to be the both Milans easily with AC Milan, Inter. Juventus up there. They're just one of those big teams. And then possibly, if anything, Napoli. Napoli's pretty good. Lazio, I would say dark horse, probably, as we can see in the Serie A.
You take a moment to think about that. Let me give you my top four. Think about your dark horse. I'm going to go with both Milan teams. I think that one of the Milan teams will win it again. I don't think Juventus is as strong as they were, but Juventus will. I think they're going to have a better season. I think they got fourth this year, which is pretty lackluster, knowing the old lady. I think they're going to get probably third or above this year. So I'm going to go with them. Filling in the other top four spot, I'm going to go with Napoli as well. They lost Insigne, which was a club legend for them, but I see Lozano sort of filling in his shoes there, and Lozano is supposed to be one of the CONCACAF's biggest stars, and I think that he hasn't really proved that yet abroad. So hopefully this season he can do that, make CONCACAF more competitive. That's what I like to hear as a USA fan. And my dark horse is going to be Roma.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, they won the Conference League this year.
Yeah.
They're going to have a Europa League spot, so they're going to be playing a real high level of soccer all across the board.
Yeah.
And they've got a good team. Tammy Abraham is starting to look like what Chelsea wanted him to be. He's out there scoring just about every game. They
have a good manager as well. I mean, you can't complain. Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, so that's going to be a strong defensive team. We know that. So as long as they've got some attackers that can create goals, which it looks like to me, they got a couple.
They got that one Dutch player on the right wing. Was it Karsdorp?
Karsdorp. They've got an experienced player in Elsho Arwe. I know he's coming of age, but that guy's a technical player, man. He's a great locker room piece. Then they've got Mkhitaryan.
Actually, thinking about it, Napoli is probably going to go down because they just lost Insigne, who was a huge key player of Napoli.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Maybe Roma might just take that fourth spot from them.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely have to wait and see on this. Another league that hasn't really done too much for me in the transfer window as of yet. But I think that Italian soccer is on the rise again. I think that we saw they were peaking when AC Milan, Inter Milan, and Juventus were all like favorites to win the Champions League season after season. You saw that Milan team with.
I mean, I still think Italian league is still a great league to look at and be a fan of because, I mean, Italy win the Euros almost all the time. They're just always a huge team. Dude, they win it a lot. So it's like, really, people really underestimate the Italian league of the world. So, I mean, I don't know. I think they could have, I think those teams are very competitive either in Champions League, Europa League, or the Conference League. So,
yep, absolutely. And then let's move on over to the Ligue 1.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it. Top four.
Top four, obviously powerhouse of the League One, PSG has to be up there. They have some things to work out. Messi's first season, but I think with time, I mean, actually, I think I just heard PSG is just releasing Neymar. I don't think they want nothing to do with
I don't
Neymar.
want
They're
him back
getting rid of
anymore.
Di Maria, so they might
There's
have some problems there. But I think they're still solid with Mbappe and Messi, and the back line Verratti is doing really good there. So I think they're pretty good up there. Second, third, and fourth has to go with Lyon, Lille, and Rennes. I think still dark horse maybe Marseille, who are pretty good. Monaco is probably a top table team as well. I mean, it's very even there in League One. Rennes, Lille, Lyon, and Monaco are very even. I think all will just be competing for second, third, and fourth. Whatever happens, happens. So,
all
what's your
right.
opinion?
Well, I think top four is going to be PSG. I see Lyon, Marseille, and I want to say Rennes. I think Rennes, and then my dark horse is going to be Lille. Lille, we know is they won the League One in 2020, 2021 campaign.
Tim Weah.
So we know, yeah, Tim Weah, my American man out there showing out for the Stars and Stripes. Had a great end of the season. Let's see if he can return to that form. Start of the year. I think they're the dark
Probably
horse. But
start would be great.
yeah, start here and there. That's what he was doing at the end. I think he started like the last 5 or 6 games in a row. But main team I want to talk about here is PSG, because I think that, funny enough, this is going to sound silly, but they're going to lose Neymar, and they've already lost Di Maria, and that helps the team. That's my statement, because when you've got Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, you can't sit one. You can't logically sit one of those kids on the bench. I say kids, they're all Messi and Neymar aren't kids anymore. Mbappe's a kid. But you cannot sit one of those names. You cannot have one of those names on the bench. But which one's a true 9? I don't think either of them are a true 9. I don't think Neymar's a true 9. Messi's if he's got 9, it's a false 9, and they don't play that way.
He doesn't
and
have
Mbappe's more utilized on the wing because he's just faster. So I think that those 3 egos and those 3 names that they have to live up to, there's not enough goals to go around. I mean, what are you going to score at the most? 5 or 6 goals a game? It's just like they were doing that once in a while. But Neymar wants to be the star boy, and Messi wants to be the star boy, and Mbappe wants to own the club. So you can't have these 3 names on the field at the same time. So if you're going to have Messi on one side, Mbappe on the other side, and then I say that PSG will probably sell Neymar and buy another 9 and then rotate him with Icardi.
Yeah, I don't think Messi's having that good of a time there either. I think he's probably gonna make a move.
He probably wants to go. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes this window as well. I don't think he'll go this window, but I think he'll go in the January window.
I think he will go with the midseason window as well. I think he'd probably go who God knows where, but maybe back to Barca, Man City, maybe to the MLS if anything. That'd be cool to see.
I think Inter Miami was I think
it was a huge talk.
Messi will play in the MLS eventually. He will go to the MLS, and so I don't think Ronaldo will.
But PSG's ways of like handling their club right now, it's just not it. They're not doing what's supposed to be done. Giving your club to a player is like
who's 22 years old or whatever. It's not right. It's just not right.
No, it isn't.
That really saddened me. I think Real Madrid's a royal team, and I think Mbappe would have had an incredible career there. I think it would have been awesome. I think that dude could have been. I think he could have surpassed maybe even Ronaldo.
Especially what we saw against Real Madrid versus Man City. What a game! What those 2 games of soccer were phenomenal. Imagine if we can see Erling Haaland and Mbappe against each other in those 2 teams.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. I just went out and I said Mbappe could surpass Ronaldo over Real Madrid. That might have been a little bit of an overstatement, but I think he could have filled in those shoes. I really do. I think that kid he's incredible. Let's go ahead and move on to the last league, the Bundesliga, that we need to discuss. This is my least favorite league, and it's for one simple reason. I don't like it either. It's so competitive up until second place. I mean, it's like if put it in an NFL, since we're in America, let's talk about the NFL. If the flipping Chiefs won it every year, would we watch?
Yeah.
No, we wouldn't. I mean, it's
so boring. Like,
so boring.
Bayern has won it for the last 10 years. They're probably going to win it for the next 10. It's like they need to change something with that, They need to make it more even, something. Bayern is just a huge monopoly there in the Bundesliga. I mean, they buy players there that is just like, oh, like for example, Schick scores 200. Oh, they're probably gonna buy him since Lewa's leaving.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing they did with Lewa and Dortmund. Lewa was scoring so many goals for Dortmund, and Bayern
Oh,
bought
wow.
him.
Is their main form of defense isn't even their center backs. It's they're
Their midfield and attack. It's like
it's insane. The best way to defend against other teams is by their players. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So but nonetheless, they're a top five league because they do have some talented squads underneath Bayern, like Dortmund and Leverkusen. Frank. So let's go ahead and talk. What are your top four?
I would say so. Bayern, obviously. Let's just take Bayern off it. Let's say top three now. Let's just do Dortmund. I think Dortmund's still gonna be up there. I think Gio Reyna is gonna have a name now because Holland left. So I think Gio Reyna is gonna hopefully play more and shine his name. I also think Wolfsburg, they're not gonna probably go top of the table. I mean, they did pretty bad last year, but I think they're gonna really come back. I think they're just that, for me, that dark horse team. They play with passion. I think they're really good. Gladbach is gonna be the top of the table. Frankfurt, especially winning the Europa League, and then can't really think of fourth table. Let's go with Leverkusen or Leipzig. Yeah, they're gonna really be up there. So I think dark horse, Leverkusen, up there, Leipzig.
For sure. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the top four, consisting of Bayern Munich and Dortmund, and then following the two giants is going to be Leipzig, who's really establishing themselves as one. I mean,
I think it's very surprising they even kept Nkunku, or
Yeah,
Nkunku even stayed for 5
that's
years.
monster. That is monster.
Here, I think is the reason why. I think they really signed him for that, so they can get more money out of him if they wanted to make him a transfer during his contract.
Yeah, it was a pretty smart move. I don't see Nkunku staying for that full 4 years of the contract. I see someone buying him out, but I think that Nkunku could take the club to the next level. This Nkunku for me is right now form wise in the top 10 players in the world.
He's got what, 3-4 players a month?
Yeah, it's mental. And then finishing off that top four is going to be Leverkusen for me. Dark horse is going to be Frankfurt. But one team that I'm going to be really looking out for is Union Berlin. I didn't realize this. I looked back at the table from last year. They finished fifth. Union Berlin were fifth. They were one spot away from playing Champions League soccer. They're going to be in the Europa League. And like I said, they're signing Jordan Pefok, an American. So I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to Union Berlin. And I'm excited to see that. But
I think Freiburg is going to be good too. I mean, they got
honorable mention. Freiburg.
They got Schlotterbeck, who's a young player.
Yep.
It's going to do pretty good.
Grifo,
yeah, he's doing pretty good there too.
Yeah.
I say, in terms of like mid-table teams, they're all pretty even. They all really clash against each other. Bayern just takes it,
This would be a really, really fun league. I'm afraid that's what the Prem's going to turn into with Manchester City. Like Manchester City dominated the Prem for the past 5 years. I think they've won 3 out of the last 5. Liverpool snuck one in.
Liverpool snuck in a few, and then
it's sad. It's incredible, and it's all that oil money.
Yeah, it literally is. I think, I hope Newcastle doesn't really change that. Like I know they got that freaking Saudi Arabian billionaire that bought it, but I hope it really doesn't change and make Newcastle a top table team. I think applying money and politics into the game is just really going to ruin it. So I just hope it stays even,
Yeah, I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent here. I love watching European soccer. It's better. It's so much more quality. I've been paying attention to the MLS lately so much and here's the reason why. It's different every single year. Every single year, a new team is making a run at the playoffs. Every year, there's a new team in the playoff race. There's a new team winning the Supporters' Shield. There's no dynasties. There's no these absolute dominations. There's teams that have been more successful than others, but that's just because they're older. It's becoming such a fun league to watch. I wish that the Prem. I'm
going out on a tangent here as well. I think MLS in the future is going to be a top team or a top league actually. I think the MLS is going to be huge if at least America really just focus on applying relegation league and then making it a very prioritized sport here in America.
Yeah, that's going to be the next episode. What's next in the for the MLS? That's a whole nother
Right.
episode. We're not going to get into that, but yeah, once again, we thank you guys for tuning into this. If you stuck around till the end, drop a comment, drop a like, show some love. Let us know what you
Please.
thought of this episode and any other episodes that you'd like to see. Go ahead and once again drop them down in the comments. We look forward to seeing you guys next time. Take care.